Welcome to today's explainer. We spend so much of our lives just grounded, right? Looking straight ahead at our day-to-day routines. But today we're looking up. We are diving into a topic that literally challenges everything we think we know about where we came from. We're talking about the cosmic origins of human life, an idea proposed by one of the absolute greatest scientists in history, Francis Crick. It's a total mind-bender.
So, is Earth our real home? I mean, it sounds like a premise ripped right out of a sci-fi novel, doesn't it? We all grow up with this unquestioned assumption that humanity and, well, the very spark of life itself were uniquely baked in the evolutionary oven of planet Earth. But in this explainer, we're going to examine a perspective straight from our source material that is about to completely subvert that everyday assumption.
Okay, let's dive into this, because calling this a surprising claim honestly hardly does it justice. We're not talking about some minor disagreement over a historical date or a slight tweak to a math formula. No, in the scientific community, monumental claims require monumental credibility. And what we're looking at today is a proposition so bold, it forces us to entirely rethink the boundaries of biology.
Section 1. A shocking claim.
Think about it. If Earth is not our original home, that basically makes us cosmic immigrants. Right now, every biological chart, every fossil record we study is inherently Earth-centric. But if the actual roots of our existence lies somewhere out in the cosmos, well, we have to ask what evidence would lead anyone to suggest an unknown forwarding address for the human race. And the answer really lies in the timeline. See, Earth formed roughly 4.5 billion years ago, and early fossil evidence of life appears surprisingly fast after the planet cooled. The absolute core of this claim asks a huge question. Was that relatively short window truly enough time for complex biology to just spontaneously form from a chaotic chemical soup?
Which brings us to Section 2. Who was Francis Crick?
Now, who would actually dare to make such a wild proposition? Usually claims about alien origins are relegated to science fiction, wild, unproven ideas. But Francis Crick? He represents rigorous, peer-reviewed, bulletproof scientific authority. As a Nobel Prize winner who is globally celebrated for co-discovering the structure of the DNA molecule, the guy understood the blueprint of life better than almost anyone on the planet. And that is exactly what makes his pivot to a cosmic origin theory so endlessly fascinating. It's not something we can just easily dismiss, because he so intimately understood how staggeringly complex the genetic code was. His skepticism about it developing so rapidly on early Earth carries some profound weight.
Section 3. Earth is not our home?
So the crucial point here is the theory of cosmic origins itself. This theory suggests that the microscopic building blocks of life didn't just spontaneously generate in Earth's early oceans. Instead, Crick and his colleague Leslie Orgel proposed a concept known as directed panspermia. Basically, they suggested that the seeds of life were brought to this planet from the cosmos. That implies an absolutely incredible journey through the vacuum of space. Because think about it, the universe is billions of years older than Earth, meaning life had way more time to evolve somewhere else. Crick essentially pushed the boundaries of scientific inquiry by asking us to look past our isolated planet and instead consider a vast universe that is literally teeming with biological potential.
Let's piece this together, almost like we're solving a scientific cold case. First, we have a Nobel winner's genius mind. Second, we have his specific theory applied to the timeline of Earth. By looking past the conventional timeline and really focusing on the sheer, mind-boggling complexity of DNA, Crick formulated a cosmic claim that completely disrupts the status quo. He basically argued that the math just did not add up for life to start from scratch so quickly after Earth cooled down. And it's this logical progression of a highly illogical sounding idea that ultimately forces us to question Earth as our actual home.
Moving to Section 4, the implication of this claim.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate paradigm shift. Because if Earth is not our real home, what does that actually mean for humanity's true cosmic origins? Where did the journey begin? And exactly how vast is our true family tree? Crick's startling perspective proves that in science, the most profound answers often come from having the courage to ask the most unthinkable questions. Thanks so much for joining us for today's explainer.